Jaya
Gauranitai
Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada.
Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada.
Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol.
Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol.
Premanandi, Hari Hari. Sorry, a little insect was too interested in being with me. Jai Om Vishwara Paramahamsa Parivrajakaacharya Ashtottara Satya Sri Srimad His Divine Grace Abhay Chanaravinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki Jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki Jai. Prem se Goho Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki Jai. Sri Sri Gangamaya Manamayi ki Jai. Srimati Bhakti Devi Tulsadev Maharani ki Jai. Veda Bhakta Vrinda ki Jai. Hari Rama Sankirtana ki Jai. Hare Krishna Mahamantra ki Jai. All glories to Simul devotees Hare Krishna. All glories to Simul devotees Hare Krishna. All glories to Simul devotees Hare Krishna. All glories to Sri Guru Guru. All glories to Sri Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Hare Krishna. Ajay Prabhu said that he has a question from yesterday's class. So first we will chant the Lord's names, we'll do the Guru Pranama and then discuss first Ajay Prabhu's question. Okay. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Om Ajnanandharshya Jnananjana Sarakaya Chakshurunitamenna Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutare Swayam Rupakadamahim Dati Swapadantikam Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutare Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Ramane Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharane Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschatide Starade Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayite Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine Gauratri Sena Namo Brahmane Gau Brahmane Hitaya Jagaditaya Krishnaya Gurundaya Namaha Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Satta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrushabhanasute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Krupa Sindhubhyevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Narayanam Namaskrutyam Naram Chevanaruttam Devi Saraswati Vyasam Tato Yemudevi Mukam Karutvacharam Nugam Langhai Degiri Mitkupatam Mande Sri Guru Dera Taranam Paramanandamadam Sri Chaitanya Ishwaram Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Padakamalam Sri Guru Vaishnava Sri Rupam Sagariyatmam Saganargunadam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadukam Parjana Sahitam Sri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Saganaravitam Sri Vishakhanvitam Sya Hari Om Tatsat. Hare Krishna. Ajay Prabhu, please ask the question.
Prabhu, yesterday we were discussing about tier 1, tier 3, tier 4. No? So there is another story as well. Like, Lord Shiva will be explaining Bhagavatam to Parvati, Mother Parvati Devi. And
it's happening outside this Bhagavatam documentation, Prabhu.
Okay.
Right, Prabhu? Yes.
Yeah.
What I was referring to yesterday, the tiers were what being covered within Canto 1. Yes, Prabhu? Yes. There are other sub-tiers that we have to discuss, like Vidura discussing with Maitreya Muni. Right? That comes later on. That gets added. So, that PowerPoint presentation was just as at the first canto start. Right? With a little bit of second canto cover. Right?
Yeah.
But as we go through further discussions, that are documented in Srimad Bhagavatam will be captured as we go along. Yes, Prabhu.
So that is like that reference we can consider, no, Prabhu. It's authenticated, like
That is
somewhere.
authentic, Prabhu. That is authentic reference, because that's how Shukadev Goswami appeared in the womb of Vatika Devi, right? But it's not a complete narration from Srimad Bhagavatam. There are other Puranas involved as well.
Because once I heard like one of the Prabhu in ISKCON, he was saying that it's not mentioned in Bhagavatam, so we don't consider that. So
Right, Prabhu. There are devotees who say that too. Okay, Prabhuji?
yeah.
But as far as I'm concerned, because it is part of the Satoguna Puranas, right? Narration, right? It should be accepted.
Okay.
Okay, I understand that devotee statement. I only limit myself to Bhagavatam, so we won't accept that, right? I appreciate that. But the point is, Srila Prabhupada quoted from Shiva Purana, right? Yes, he has quoted from Skanda Purana
Yeah.
in his books, right? Whatever is related to Krishna consciousness. Therefore, I for one personally, I would accept that because it's from the Puranas.
Okay.
Right, Prabhu?
Yeah.
And it
Yes,
is
sir.
from one of the Ashtadasa Puranas, so I'm accepting it. This is my personal thing. But it is not documented in Bhagavatam, it is not detailed in Bhagavatam as I mentioned, right? This is about Shukadeva Goswami's prior life and the leela of his appearance. Yes, Prabhu?
Yes. Yeah.
That's it. Right?
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you.
Thank you, Krishna. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Any other questions from yesterday? Alright. In which case, let's continue. If we see, Bhagavatam covers 10 topics, Sarga, Visarga, etc. Right? Creation, secondary creation. Right? When Lord Krishna's universe, the unlimited forms are being mentioned, and when Lord Krishna is being mentioned as the cause of everything, there is a brief mention there about he being the source of the creation. That's why Canto 1 is creation. Yes? But when Lord Krishna initiates that through his energy, the creation, right, the cosmic manifestation happens. So when the cosmic manifestation happens, what are all the elements, including the devotion, that get manifest in the cosmic manifestation is covered in the second canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. Right? Earlier is the impetus to creation, which is Lord Krishna. Right? This is about the manifestation of the cosmos, because all the elements are initially not in a gross form, they are in a subtle form. Remember the bubble Mahatattva we discussed earlier? Do you all recollect that Mahatattva? Yes, into which Lord Sri Mahavishnu enters, and then there is, in each universe there is the Vishnu, Brahma and Shiva. There are multiple universes. Does anybody not remember the Mahatattva?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Not remember, I am asking, Prabhu. Anybody not remember, please let me know. I'll do it, otherwise we'll continue. The Mahatattva initially, it's in its pradhana or initial state. A pradhana means the beginning, the starting. Right? The first state. What is the first state? It's completely inert. It's completely inactive and inert. The activity or the chetana or the consciousness, or what should I say, or I'll take it to the level of agitation, comes from the fact when Lord Sri Mahavishnu opens his eyes, his eyesight takes the form of linga and touches this Mahatattva, which is the yoni. Kshiram yada dadhi vikara visesha yogat sanjayate nahi tadha prudhagasti heto yasyam bhutamapi tadha samupaiti karyat govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. Sri Brahma Samhita tells us that right? That just like milk is transformed into curd by the process of curdling, similarly, it's Lord Vishnu himself who takes the form of Lord Shiva just for the particular purpose of the creative impetus. That's the linga form, right? So when that linga touches this Mahatattva yoni, right, there is agitation there and the living entities get impregnated. Yes, at that time, the earth, water, air, fire, ether, right, all these elements, please remember, I am not talking about these various material manifestations that we can experience right through our senses. They are at the element, subtle form, including the mind, intelligence and false ego. They are all in the subtle form. That means that we cannot see them with our material senses, right? That's how the cosmic manifestation starts, step by step by step, and that is the aspect to an extent covered in the second canto. So before we do that second canto, let's look at that particular thing which in Bhagavatam overview we discussed about what second canto comprises. Right. If you see, yesterday, in the first canto, Kali and Bhishma on Lord Krishna, etc. Now from here is our thing. In the second canto, Shukadeva Goswami describes the supremacy of Krishna Bhakti while presenting various other processes on the Vedic landscape like demigod worship, meditation, and the universal form, the Virata Rupa. This is where the cosmic manifestation. Right? And the super
Prabhu, can you share your screen, Prabhu?
Sorry, Prabhu?
Can you share your screen?
Oh, I'm not sharing my screen? Okay, sure.
No problem.
I shall share. Thanks for reminding me. Select share. Okay, now the screen should be visible. Suta Goswami describes the supremacy of Krishna Bhakti while presenting various other processes on Vedic landscape like worship of demigods, meditation on the universal form, which is the cosmic manifestation, the Virata Rupa, and the super soul, the Paramatma, as part of Ashtanga Yoga. And further, he explains the Chaturshloki Bhagavatam. And finally, gives the definitions of the 10 topics covered by Srimad Bhagavatam. Yes. The 10 topics are the Sarga, the creation, Visarga, the secondary creation, so on and so forth. Right? So all of these are being covered as part of this. So let's go to second canto. So to start with, Shukadeva Goswami and starting, what is the first step in God realization? Now Shukadeva Goswami is starting speaking. Because Parikshit Maharaj has asked these questions there, and now Shukadeva Goswami is speaking. Right? And he is talking about how somebody who is grossly materially afflicted cannot understand the Supreme Lord. And to understand the Supreme Lord, what is required is what? Shukadeva Goswami clearly tells in the last verse of the first chapter of the second canto. Sa sarvadhi vritti anubhuta sarva atma yadha swapna janikshitaikaha tam satyam anandanidhim bhajeta nanyatra sajjet yata atma pataha. One should concentrate his mind upon the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who alone distributes himself in so many manifestations, just as ordinary persons create thousands of manifestations in dreams. One must concentrate the mind on him, the only all blissful absolute truth. Otherwise, one will be misled and will cause his own degradation. So, in telling us this chapter, in the manifested cosmos, how should we conduct ourselves so that we do not get lost? That's the first part of the first chapter. Now, all right, you have multiple things that have been talked about. One is, the Lord being present everywhere, He being the Supreme Personality of Godhead, He being the Paramatma. How to see the Paramatma within the heart? That's what is the second chapter. The Lord in the heart. Right? And how do we see the Lord in the heart? Very simple. Are things coming just like that? See the question. Are there no torn clothes lying on the common road? Do the trees which exist for maintaining others no longer gives alms in charity? That's never the case. Right? So, realizing that everything is happening by the mercy of the Lord, what does the 6th verse of 2nd chapter say? Yevam svanchitte swata yeva siddhi Atma priyo ardho bhagavan anantaha tam nirvruto niyatardho bhajeta samsara hetu paramascha yatra. Thus being fixed, one must render service unto the super soul situated in one's own heart by his omnipotency, because he is the almighty personality of Godhead, eternal and unlimited. He is the ultimate goal of life, and by worshipping Him, one can end the cause of conditional state of existence. So, in this case, how do we recognize and surrender to the Paramatma? By realizing nothing is coming out of our endeavor. Everything is coming out of the mercy of the Supreme Lord, because the fruits, the vegetables and everything that the trees give, everything is becoming readily available. Alright? Then there is explanation in this chapter of the Chaturyuga, the Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu, the Sisumara, how it is the pivot of the complete universe, right? And how Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu is coming, the whole, lifespan in Satyaloka, what is the duration in solar years of the entire Maharloka, all those lokas, the Maharloka, Satyaloka, Janarloka, Taparloka, all these things, they are explained here. That's why the cosmic manifestation, the time periods are explained. And then an example is given of Lord Brahma focusing and concentrating his mind after studying the Vedas 3 times and understanding that Lord Krishna is the Supreme Person. Lord Brahma didn't read Vedas once, he read 3 times. Why is 3 times important? As Narada Muni says, Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Nama eva kevalam. So the Vedic thing has to be approached multiple times, and we have to try and understand so that we are clear on what the goal of life is, just like Lord Brahma is. Right? And then he realized, oh, Paramatma is there everywhere, and therefore, oh Parikshit Maharaj, please understand, knowing that Paramatma is within the heart, one should hear, glorify and remember the Supreme Personality of Godhead everywhere and always. And this has to be drunk like the rasa, the oral reception, the vachaka rasa, the word sweetness, the mellow of the words, the mellow of the speech pertaining to the Lord. Right? Then when one sees Lord Krishna within the heart as Paramatma, obviously one is connected with the Lord and the pure devotional service starts coming. Therefore, all the thoughts and everything in the heart are completely destroyed. How are they destroyed? Right? One second. How is it destroyed? Here. 24. Certainly the heart is steel frame, which in spite of once chanting the holy name of the Lord with constant does not change when ecstasy takes place, tears fill the eyes and hair stand on end. O Sutta Goswami, therefore listening to your words are pleasing to us. So this is Shaunaka Maharshi and others telling Sutta Goswami, wonderful that Shukadeva Goswami advised that we should remember the Lord, but even after we glorify, the heart doesn't melt. Therefore, it's great that you have explained to us, which means even after hearing the instructions multiple times, the heart doesn't necessarily get changed. Therefore, we should be in the association of devotees and we should constantly hear the glories of Lord Krishna, constantly remember Lord Krishna, constantly glorify Lord Krishna. Thereby, slowly but steadily, the heart will change. That's why it is said in Srimad Bhagavatam, this is Nashta Prayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhakti Bhavati Naishtiki, which it is in first canto, second chapter, 18th verse, it is clearly says, it said, Nashta Prayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya, by serving either book Bhagavatam or devotee Bhagavatam, all abhadras or things that are not conducive or troublesome, they get destroyed. How? Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya, by regularly rendering devotional service of studying Srimad Bhagavatam or associating with the walking Bhagavatam, the devotee Bhagavatam. Yes? And then what happens? Bhagavati Uttama Shloke, by glorifying the Lord with those Uttama Shloka. Shloka we discussed. You know, when you have a Shoka, glorification, Shloka can come. Right? Uttama, that which is, Tama means darkness, that is transcendent in the darkness. This Uttama Shloka is completely from a spiritual realm, and therefore the bhakti becomes irrevocable. Then what happens? Yevam prasanna manaso. Yevam prasanna manaso. Thereby what happens? The mind becomes peaceful. That means Shanti. Don't ask me who is this girl. Shanti means peace. Right? It's not the name of a girl. Right? Shanti. How does Lord Krishna say in Bhagavad Gita the peace or Shanti comes? Bhoktaram yajna tapasam sarvalokamaheeswaram suhrudam sarvabhutanam jnatva mam shantim ruchati. By knowing Lord Krishna to be the Supreme Personality, Bhoktaram yajna tapasam, for all the yajnas, of all the yajnas and of all the penances, Lord Krishna is the supreme recipient. He is the enjoyer. Bhoktaram yajna tapasam sarvaloka maheshwaram, that he is the supreme lord of all universes. Suhrudam sarva bhutanam, he is the friend of all living entities who is situated within the hearts. Jnatva mam shantim ruchati, thereby one becomes peaceful. Therefore, because of that peace, the bhakti becomes naishtiki, fixed, irrevocable. Hare Krishna. Is everyone clear up to this point?
Yes, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu.
If there are any questions, please kindly ask, because this is a crucial launching pad with which we are moving forward. Right. Now, whatever the creation was discussed earlier, the process of the creation is discussed in the 4th chapter. And Krishna, as the cause of all causes, is spoken about. Then the Virata Rupa form or the Vishwarupa form of the Lord is discussed. As part of that, Purusha Sukta is also discussed in the 6th chapter. Right? The Sarga, the Karana and the Purushakara. These three are all covered, and that Purusha Sukta is reconfirmed in Srimad Bhagavatam. Sahasra Sirsha Purusha Sahasraksha Sahasrapad. Right? That universal form where he has hundreds and thousands of heads, hundreds of thousands of legs, hundreds of thousands of hands. Then the discussion about the various scheduled incarnations which come to perform the specific function of re-establishing dharma in the various forms that they come and in the various ways they establish. In fact, our elders have made it easier for us to understand the Dasyavataram, understand the avatars. They just given 10 prominent avatars, but in Srimad Bhagavatam 21 avatars are covered, and it is also said there are millions and millions of other avatars. They have covered only 21 prominent avatars. Out of those 21, 10 are what the elders have given us for convenience. Alright? I am slightly digressing here, but this digression is very, very, very important. Why do you think our elders have given those 10 avatars only to us and made them prominent and known to everybody when the Lord has unlimited number of avatars? What is the reason?
In example for Ramavatara, he has stood up as a human being, how he can live, and that avatar explains a bit more compared to that's one angle problem. Whereas in Krishna Avatara, you have how dharma can be established and how dharma can be demolished. Is shown the paths. Whereas other 21 avatars may not have that potency. I don't know. So that's what.
Prabhu Rishabhadeva, right, is an avatar of the Lord covered in Srimad Bhagavatam. He talks about how devotional service should be performed. Right? It's non-different from what Gita Lord Krishna has given, right? Yes or no? Prabhuji, you see what I'm trying to say? My question has a basis, Prabhu.
Prabhuji, is it like my understanding is like the Lord has he's come for protection of the devotees, and all the principles what he has mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita is there in these 10 avatars, not in the other avatars in full. That is the reason these are highlighted.
They are only protection based avatars. To show to the common average person, you will be protected if you serve the Lord. Yes, Prabhuji?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, there is that expectation of the result. The Lord will protect. Yes or no? Srimad Bhagavatam covers the avatara to not just the protection but also the guidance aspect of the story. Yes, Prabhu? Like Rishabhadeva, right? Kapila Mahamuni, right? All these things. There is a second aspect to this, which is a social aspect, which we need to understand. If you see, the first avatara in the Dasavataras is Meena Avatara, fish, right? In the water. Second avatara, Korma, amphibian. Third avatara, Varaha, yes, land. Fourth avatara, Rusimha, half man, half lion, yes. Fifth avatara, Vamana, yes. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. Sixth avatara,
Parashurama.
Parashurama.
Yes. Parashurama. Right? Seventh avatara,
Krishna.
Lord Rama.
after Parashurama it is Lord Rama. Right?
Yes.
Then Lord Balarama, because they wanted to Lord Balarama only they didn't want to bring, they brought Krishna. Lord Krishna is also as an avatara to just not confuse people. Right? Lord Balarama, then comes
Krishna.
Buddha and Kalki. Lord Krishna is now the avatara, he is avatari. Remember yesterday we discussed Ete Shamcha Kalaha Pumsa Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam Indradi Vyakulam Lokam Hridayanti Yuge Yuge. So Krishna is avatari, who is the source of all avatars. Right? Now there is a very, very, very social perspective also in this. Meena Kurma Varaha, even in animal forms and in, things, the Lord is present. Respect them. Hare Krishna. See the Paramatma within them, because the Lord has taken those forms. He wouldn't have taken those forms except to tell us that He is within them. Right? Hare Krishna Prabhu. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes, Prabhu.
See a very simple devotional yet social responsibility message. In the corporates, they talk about corporate social responsibility. Yes?
Yes, Prabhu.
Through these avatars, we are being taught the human social responsibility. Because you need the human touch to respect a meena, a fish. You need the human touch to respect a kurma, a tortoise. You need the human touch to respect a varaha or a boar. Yes? Why Lord Nrsimha as well was mentioned, not only protection, even respect a vanara. Right? Which act like the apes, like the monkeys, which act partly like human and partly like animal. Respect them too, they have Paramatma. So the Lord has manifested in all these forms. So it doesn't matter what the physical structure is, whether they are a dwarf or whether they are mighty, like Parashurama. Lord Parashurama was mighty. Yes? Lord Vamana was a dwarf Brahmana. The physical stature doesn't matter. Lord Ramachandra was a king. Lord Krishna and Lord Balarama were Yadavas. The social stature doesn't matter. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu.
You see the way the mutual respect element has also been, human social responsibility has been conveyed through these Dashavataras. Hare Krishna Prabhu, Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu.
Very, very important that we understand when we are discussing Srimad Bhagavatam and the various incarnations of the Lord, that we have to demonstrate that humility. Why? Forget his scorn. Right? If somebody comes home, how do we greet in India? The traditional way.
Yes.
Namaste.
Yes, Prabhu.
Namamate. This respect belongs to you, not to me, because you are carrying Paramatma. That's why Atidhi Devo Bhava, Atidhi Narayano Harihi. So therefore, in fact, a Gruhastha is advised, saying that before a Gruhastha has the meal, he is supposed to step out of the house onto the road and call out to people if there is anybody hungry who would like to eat the meal. After feeding them, then only should a Gruhastha have his own meal. That's the root of the Vedic civilization, which is respecting the other living entities, even though they are embodied. That's why when we
Prabhuji, one quick question, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Regarding Namaste, when you say the meaning is respect doesn't belong to me, it belongs to you,
Yes.
means that you is Paramatma or the you is the
Due
other
to
person
the
gets.
Jivatma, because they are carrying the Paramatma.
Okay,
with them.
okay. Okay.
Yes, Prabhuji?
Yes, Prabhuji. Okay, thanks.
Yeah. Similarly, in some places they say namaskara, right? Or namaskara, right? Askara. It's not Oscar, it's askara, right? Askara means possibility. Na mama askara, no possibility of receiving this, glorification for myself. This respect and glorification is to you because you are carrying the Paramatma. And even the other person says the same. Namaste, namaskara. Yes. So respecting the presence of the Lord is the way of life. Let's say we are going through a train journey. Right? When we are going through a train journey, we see many people, we'll talk to them friendly. Yes? We share some prasadam with them and we have a nice chat. Sometimes we exchange numbers and then we stay in connect with them. Sometimes that doesn't happen. Nevertheless, what happens? All of us leave with a very, very positive thing when we have spoken friendly. Yes? So by recognizing Paramatma, both of us are running our life as Nara Ayana, or the life of a Nara journey. The journey of life of a Nara, the Ayana, the journey leads to Narayana, the Supreme Lord. That's the way of life. That's what is being narrated out here. Okay? Prabhu Mataji, clear on this?
Yes, Prabhu.
Harish Prabhu, what's the social aspect for the Buddha avatar, Prabhu?
Social aspect for the Buddha avataram is very, very straightforward, Prabhu. Doesn't matter whatever stature you are, you can become a sannyasi.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, Prabhuji?
Thank
Right?
you.
All that you need is the compassion to disseminate the knowledge to all the living entities. Yes, Prabhuji?
So, thank you. Harish.
So then, King Parikshit is asking further questions. What sort of questions? The narrations concerning the Lord are wonderful. Please talk to me, because you hear regularly Srimad Bhagavatam. I want to hear about the sound incarnation. I want to understand about the pure devotee. Right? I want to know, what the Lord's various leelas are, because from his navel the lotus sprouts. Right? How did Brahma come to know things? All these things. Even the karma phalas, all of them, please explain. The ages, how the various living entities exist, what are the principles that are the causes, and how devotional service and mystic powers can be attained. All these questions have been asked. Then Shukadeva Goswami started answering, and he started answering not on his own, but he cited the Lord's statement. See this. Shukadeva Goswami quoted the Lord. Shukadeva Goswami quoted the Lord's version, not his own version. So, Sadhu, Shastra, Guru, they are all governed by the Supreme Personality or Godhead. Dharmam tu sakshat bhagavat pranitam. And this is where the Chatushloki, you remember we discussed the Chatushloki? Hare Krishna?
Yes, Prabhu.
This is where the Lord's version has been mentioned. Do you remember these 4 shlokas that we discussed earlier?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes. Lord is clearly saying, hey, I exist before the creation. Whatever appears, it is, without me it is not relevant. Yes. Hey, the universal elements enter into the cosmos and they do not enter as well. Similarly, I myself am existing within everything created, and who is searching for me, must certainly search for me in all space and time, both directly and indirectly. Directly by going to the temple, rendering service to the Lord, indirectly by seeing the Paramatma within the heart. That's how, citing what Lord Brahma said, Krishna said to Lord Brahma, Shukadeva Goswami is answering these questions. Then, finally, Shukadeva Goswami and Suta Goswami conclude that Srimad Bhagavatam is the answer to all the questions that one has. How? Very, very simply, he talks about the Sarga, Visarga and all those things. And he talks about the earth, the elements, the working senses, the knowledge-bearing senses, knowledge-acquiring senses, right? And all those things, the Manus, right? How the living entity at the end merges into Sri Mahavishnu, right? When there is annihilation, and how the Supreme Personality of Godhead is the source of everything, and all the stages in which living entities become dependent on Lord Krishna, the causal ocean, Karanarnava Jala, the Nara ocean, the Nara, Narayana, all these things, everything is explained, including the Virata Rupam. Yes? So Srimad Bhagavatam thus provides the answers to all the questions. Ultimately saying here, O King, know that all living entities are created by the Supreme Lord according to their past deeds. This includes Brahma and his sons like Daksha, the periodical heads like Vaivasvata Manu, the demigods like Indra, Chandra and Varuna, the great sages like Bhrigu, Vyasa and Vasishtha, the inhabitants of Pitruloka and Siddhaloka, the Charanas, the Gandharvas, the Vidyadharas, the Asuras, the Ikshas, the Kinnaras and the angels, the serpentines, the monkey Kimpurushas, that is Vanaras in the human form, Kimpurushas. Kimpurusha means what sort of a person? Because they are half monkey and half Purusha. Kim, what? Purusha. That's Sanskrit. The human beings, the inhabitants of Matruloka, the demons, the Pishachas, ghosts, spirits, lunatics, and evil spirits, the good and evil stars, the goblins, the animals in the forest, the birds, and the household animals, the reptiles, the mountains, the moving and standing living entities, the Chara, Achara, here. The living entities born from the embryos, from eggs, from perspiration, and from seeds, and all others, whether they be in the water, land, or sky, in happiness, in distress, or in mixed happiness and distress, all of them according to their past deeds are created by the Supreme Lord Himself. Lord Brahma is working under the guidance of Supreme Lord, according to the rules and regulations He has laid down. Therefore, the great transcendentalists thus describe the activities of Supreme Personality of Godhead, but the pure devotees deserve to see more glorious things in transcendence beyond these features. Idham bhavena kadhito bhagavan bhagavattamah netam bhavena hi param drashtum arhanti suraya. The great transcendentalists describe the activities of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but the pure devotees, they deserve to see more glorious things in transcendence beyond these features. So when we are studying Srimad Bhagavatam, it's not about what incarnation Lord Krishna has taken. Why has he come as a Kapila Mahamuni? Why has he come as a Rishabhadeva? Right? Why did Mother Diti ask for an physiological association with Kapila Muni at a wrong time? Understanding the why, the reasons behind these leelas is important, rather than superficially understanding such and such thing is in Canto 2, such and such thing is in Canto 3, such and such thing is Canto 4. That's jnana. A devotee needs to see, perceive the gloriousness. Prabhu Mataji, Do you see why I have been insisting we have to approach in a humble way and render service? Hare Krishna, is everyone clear?
Yes, Prabhuji.
So then he says, Parikshit Maharaj, I explain even the measurement of time, which is also done in Srimad Bhagavatam. Right? Before the end of the class, I will show you how much in Bhagavatam it is described through the PPT, which I have already shared. Then, Shaunaka Maharshi says, oh God, Suta Goswami, after hearing all about this and also about Vidura and how things have happened, Shaunaka Maharshi says, so please, now we need to know what Vidura and Maitreya have discussed, because you have touched upon Vidura and Maitreya. Because Shukadeva Goswami said Vidura and Maitreya had a discussion in this regard. Right? Now, Shaunaka Maharshi is saying to Suta Goswami, now explain to us what Vidura and Maitreya have discussed. Now the next tier of discussion is coming in. Prabhu and Mataji, you see the next tier of discussion that I was mentioning about?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes. Then Suta Goswami is saying, all right, I am going to explain those. That will be in the third canto, my dear friend. Yes. So the Vidura, Maitreya discussion, etc., which is the status quo or the maintenance. Sarga, Visarga, Poshana. Yes. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhuji.
The maintenance aspect. Sthapana or Poshana. That's it. Now, how has been the time element been described? Well, I have already shared this PPT with you, which I believe is the lifespan of Lord Brahma or planetary systems, one of them. Somewhere I have captured the time span. Yeah. This is directly from Srimad Bhagavatam. As you can see, I have even given you the verse references in this. This Dasa was awarded the intelligence by Guru Kripa to prepare this so that it becomes very convenient and easy for the devotees while doing an earlier session on Srimad Bhagavatam. It's by Guru Parampara's Kripa that the intelligence was awarded to this Dasa. You can see, right? The time measurement is at the level of an atom. Small atom. 2 atoms is 1 double atom. And 3 double atoms is 1 hexa atom, and it is what we see while sunshine enters through the window. That's why it's called Trasa Renu. Renu 3 times is Trasa Renu. Right? Then 1 Thruti. What is 1 Thruti? 3 hexa atoms. That is those that we see when the sunshine comes, for them to combine when the time is taken. That is 1 Thruti. This is 1 second divided by 1687.5. We are not talking a second. We are talking less than a millisecond here. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, can you see that?
Yes,
Yes. Then comes 100 such Thrutis, which is 1 Veda. 1 Veda is 0.59, not 59 of a second. Still we have not come to a second. Right? Then 3 Vedas is 1 Lava, which is 0.18 of a second, 0.18 of a second. And 3 Lavas is 1 Nimesha, which is 0.533 of a second. Please remember, the Nimisha we talk about now, we refer to as minute in colloquial. That Nimesha is not the Nimisha here. It's not the minute. Right? It's a 0.5333 of a second. And that 3 Nimeshas becomes 1 Kshana. That 1 Kshana is 1.6 seconds. And 5 Kshanas, that is 5 into 1.6 seconds, which is 8 seconds, is 1 Kashtha. Right? That's why if you see when a dead body is being burned, it is said the kashta is being burned, because the burning happens every 8 seconds. A further burning happens when the fire captures. Right? All those 15 kashtas, that means 15 times 8, 120 seconds, which is 2 minutes, is one nadika or danda. Right?
One laghu, I think.
Sorry, one laghu. I beg your pardon. One laghu. 15 kashtas is one laghu. Right? And 15 laghus is one danda, which is 30 minutes. Right? And one danda, if you see, why is it called nadika or danda? What is a danda? A stick. Right? It's the time taken to completely carve a stick with a chisel or an axe from a piece of wood. That would take 30 minutes without machinery and with hand. And 2 of the dandas, 1 hour is a muhurta. People say, we need muhurtam for a marriage, we need muhurtam. That muhurtam is based on the hours. And 3 such muhurtas is 1 prahara. Right? And 8 such praharas. That's why there is Ashtakaliya Leela between Srimati Radharani and Lord Krishna. Each prahara there is a Leela of Srimati Radharani and Lord Krishna. So that's 1 prahara. And if you see now, the 6 hours is measured in the form of dandas. 6 dandas is 6 hours, which is 1/4 of a full day. And 15 days of waning moon is 1 month, 1 fortnight, and 2 fortnights is 1 month, right? Which is 1 full day of the pitas. Or 1 month is 1 full day of the pitas. And 6 months is the time the sun moves from south to north. The Uttarayana or Dakshinayana movement, right? That is 6 full days of the pitas. Or 1/5 of a Devata month, right? 6 months of hours is 1/5 of a Devata month. And 12 months of hours is 1 full day of Devatas. Right? That is 1 calendar year of ours is 1 full day of Devatas. And 360 years of ours is 1 year of Devatas. Right? That's what it is. And this is the discussion between Maitreya and Vidura, which we will cover. Right? So Kali Yuga, these are the numbers: 432,000 years, 864,000. How? 360 human years is 1 Devata year. Yeah, multiply 1200 Devata years is 432,000. Multiply 2500 Devata years, 86,400. Multiply 3,600 Devata years, 1296,000. Multiply 4,800 Devata years, 1728,000. Total, all 4 yugas put together is 43,20,000 years, or 4,032,320,000 years. Right? So all of this, is explained in Canto 3, between the discussion between Vidura and Maitreya Mahamuni, right? Where he talks about, Maitreya Mahamuni himself talks about the 4 millenniums, the aggregate number of years, etc. So all of this we will be covering. The Poshana aspect of the story, or the Sthapana aspect of the story, will be covered in the 3rd canto of Srimad Bhagavatam day after, on Wednesday. Right? Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Any questions or comments, please?
One question with regards to the time induced, like when the cosmos is created. So the time is induced, that's what they say. Like what exactly that means?
Krishna is time.
Krishna is time, that's right.
Kalosmiyam lokakshay kurut.
Correct.
Right? I am time. That's the cause of the annihilation of the material worlds.
Yeah.
Right? That Kala is the manifestation of Lord Krishna. So it's from outside the realm. When
Outside
Lord
the realm,
Krishna
okay.
touches, he manifests the time within Mahatattva. Otherwise, Mahatattva is, initially as we discussed, is inert. Right?
It's in dormant state. Yeah.
Inert or dormant.
Inert,
Right?
dormant, yeah.
It's inert. Right? Completely. The pradhana state is inert state or dormant state. It becomes the movement. But when the movement starts, that's where the time is starting. When is it starting? With the touch of Lord Krishna. Right? That's the time being introduced. Yes, Prabhuji?
So, yes, Prabhuji. That's covered as part of the Canto 2, Prabhuji. That's what.
It's Canto 2, Canto 3, everything they will cover. As we go
Everything,
through the
okay,
shlokas,
okay.
we will look at them.
Fine, fine,
I'm
fine.
not trying to get into too many intricacies here,
Yeah.
because we are discussing at a very, 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 probably 1,000,000 feet level.
Because you mentioned about time, that's why like I was wondering like where it is covered.
To
Yeah,
understand
so-
the flow, we are doing,
Yeah.
Prabhu. Yes, the Kala is mentioned, right? The Karma Phala is mentioned. Everything is mentioned in the second and third cantos, Prabhuji.
fine.
As part of the Sarga and Visarga, all these aspects are covered. Everything associated with Lord Krishna is covered.
Thanks, Prabhuji.
Thanks, Prabhu. So, yeah. So, right now, our aim is to understand the flow of Srimad Bhagavatam so that we never start thinking, why is this here, why is that there? Right? As we flow through the thing. Because sometimes, when we are discussing, suddenly Vidura and Maitreya are discussing here, and why we think, why are Vidura and Maitreya discussion, why is it coming here when Parikshit Maharaj and Shukadeva Goswami are discussing there? Because the reference was given to mention the aspect of the Sarka. Because the discussion happened between Maitreya and Vidura. Alright? How come Shukadeva Maharshi is mentioning that when Srimad Bhagavatam is eternal? Because Maitreya and Vidura were discussing when Mahabharata was happening. Yes? That's the aspect we will cover on Wednesday. To understand why and how these are happening. Yes?
Fine.
Clear? Yes. Any other questions
Yes.
or comments?
Prabhu,
Yes, Prabhu.
now the astrologers all means in India, Jyotish Shastra, do they consider all these timing, whatever we are
Yes,
thinking
Prabhu.
about?
Precisely.
Okay.
This is part of all Vedic scriptures, and Jyotisha Shastra is dependent on this only.
Okay.
Arya Bhattaraka and all the great mathematical sages of our lineage, right, have done everything right based on this only. Look at the degree of measurement they could go up to, right? Millisecond is something we started speaking about when computers started coming, saying that we need to compute, right? But here you are talking about less than a millisecond, right? Being done when, right? Millennials earlier. Yes, Prabhu?
Yes.
Yes.
Sorry, when I mean Prabhu, Mataji as well. Please, not that only Prabhu should nod their heads and Mataji should ignore. Right? Right, Prabhu and Mataji, clear on that?
Yeah.
Yes, Prabhuji.
When did we get nanoseconds, etc.? Probably in the 1930s. Yes?
Yes, Prabhuji.
1920s to 1930s. But here, what are we
Yeah.
talking? Even if we think, okay, this was done 1,000 years ago, this is all man-made, this is mythology, right? So be it. Even before anybody could think of, these great mathematicians have thought of and established things thoroughly. So it's not a myth, it's not a mythology, it's a fact, right? Do you all have 5 minutes time? Do you
Yes,
have all
please.
5 minutes time?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Yes.
This
Yes,
is
yes,
totally
yes.
irrelevant to the discussion, but I want to bring to your notice so that you understand. Alright? Everybody talks about stock markets, right? Yes? Investing, losing money, etc., etc., etc. Yes? Why do people lose money in stock markets?
You want quick money?
Because they do not understand how the stock market works. Stock market works of square numbers. Right? 9
Square
square
numbers.
is 81.
81.
Right? 10 square is 100. From 81, the stock market price moves to 100. After 100, it moves to 121. Right? And who gave the square numbers? Right? Who has given the square numbers to the world? Our mathematicians. Yes?
Yes.
So, Prabhu, the whole point is what our rishis have given is the basis for everything material. Everything material, including that stock market where people are losing money. Because they do not understand how this math is working. Right? When I explain this to a few people who come to learn from me because I come from the financial services industry, they are surprised, saying that, wow, my old square numbers, they work so well, I'll have to go back and remember 1990s. They'll go back and do their tables now. What is 19 square? What is 20 square? Right? This is the reality of our rishis and munis. They have given us the basis for entire existence, which is how Lord Krishna is running this entire material realm so that we can return back to Him. Just to give you an idea, let me share my screen and show you the significance of one number that Krishna has given us. Just one number, and this number rules the rest even in the stock market. Oh Krishna. Okay, Prabhuji, just look at it. 360 human years. Right? Add the three numbers. 3 plus 6 plus 0.
9.
9.
432,000 years. 4 plus 3 plus 2.
9.
864,000. Add 864.
18. 9.
1296. Add them.
18. 9.
Yeah. 1728. Add them.
18. 9.
9 square is 81. 8 plus 1
81.
9. 12 square is 144. 1 plus 4 plus 4 is 9.
9.
Yes. Take
This one.
3 square is 9. Take 6 square. 36. 9. Yes, Prabhu?
Right.
Yes, Mother?
Yes.
That 9 number rules, Navagraha, rules everything, even the stock market. That's why I mentioned about the 81 and the 100 and the 121 and all those things. Okay, Prabhuji, Mataji?
Yes, bro.
Yes. Every significant number you see is 9 related. Right? 12 is 144 is 9. 1330 is 169. Yes? Everything works like that. Yeah, there is a number 9 that comes at various places, that whichever square adds up to number 9 runs this entire thing. That's what you will see, the degrees and the angles add up to the 360 is 9, 270 is 9. So the entire material realm, the existence is dependent on this number 9, which is the basis with which Lord Krishna has run this creation. Now, yeah, 45 is 9. Yes, and Navavidha Bhakti Marga is also 9. 9 processes of devotional service. That's how we can get Lord Krishna. Let's not forget. At the end, very important thing, the 9 processes of devotional service. Yes? Hare Krishna.
Yes.
Hare Krishna.
Yes.
I just took the time to give the significance, not to say I know stock markets, but to give the significance of number 9. Right? How it works miraculously in our existence. Our very existence is dependent on the number 9 with Lord's creation. That's why let's depend on the Navavidha Bhakti Marga, the 9 process of devotional service, and try and reach Lord Krishna. Oops, sorry. I was intending to stop sharing. Hare Krishna. Bhagavatam ki jai.
Jai.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Nita Gaura Sitana Premanandi. Hari Hari.
Hari
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Agla Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
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 Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.